There's a patient most vision therapy doctors don't forget. The one you knew you could help, who didn't move forward. You explained everything. You walked them through what was happening. You could see the outcome, how things would change for them. They were excited. You were excited. And they still said no. And it's not like they didn't care. It's not like they didn't understand. They were listening. They were asking questions. You could tell they really wanted it to work. But at the end of the conversation, they didn't start. And that one sticks. And it's not just one. If you've been doing this for a while, you know it's not just one. And you can probably think of the ones who got away, as they say. It's a lot of them. It's the patients who didn't move forward, the ones who just couldn't make it work, the ones who said, maybe later, let me think about it. Let me talk to my husband. We'll try something else first. And if you're anything like me, then we're like, we'll give you a scholarship. We'll do it for free. We'll do all the things because oftentimes, as vision therapy doctors, we think that we're running a nonprofit and we're the ones who don't profit. So, but that's what we do. We want to help everyone. That's why we came into this in the first place, because we don't want to walk away thinking I could have helped them. But that's the part of vision therapy that we don't really talk about, because from the outside, it looks like everything is working. Your patients are improving, your schedule is full, but underneath that, there's that constant awareness of how many people you're not actually reaching. And this isn't just a business problem. It's not about conversion rates. It's not about numbers. It's about why you chose to come into this profession in the first place. You didn't go into vision therapy to help some people. You went into it because you wanted to help everyone. You've seen the changes. You've watched the kids gain confidence. You've seen things click that weren't clicking before and lives changed. And once you've seen that, it's really hard to sit across from somebody and know that they're not going to get the help that they need because of some unavoidable thing. And then we tell ourselves that, they just weren't committed. They wouldn't make the time. If it was important to them, they would have done it. But really, they just couldn't say yes. They did want help, but things got in the way. They didn't say no to vision therapy. They said no to the way that you do vision therapy. They said no to the time, the travel, the cost, the disruption to their life. They're saying no to what it takes to do it the way we've always delivered it. And those are real barriers. If you've been in this long enough, you've probably had these thoughts. What if we were closer? What if we didn't take as long? What if there was a way to meet them where they are? We've tried to be in school systems. I know a lot of my colleagues have figured out ways to be in the school system, do the vision screenings, do the vision therapy on campus. We've done vision therapy on campus for years at different schools, because we want to make it as easy as possible for people, because it's so important that they get vision therapy. But what if we were able to change the way they got it so that they could actually get it in a way that worked for them? Because that's the goal, not a full schedule, not a bigger practice. More people helped. But at the same time, you also know this. This isn't something you can just hand off. It's not something that works halfway. This isn't something that works if you dilute it. So you end up in this position where the only way to do it right is also the reason you can't do it for everyone. And those two things don't coexist very well. You can't say this has to be one-to-one in office with full commitment, and I want this to be accessible to everyone who needs it. At least not in the way that we've been doing it. And so the real question becomes, what happens to the patient who needs what you do but can't say yes to your current model? Is the only option really that they do it one-to-one in office, or they don't do it at all? Because then you'll never be able to help all the patients that you set out to do this for. And that's actually the limit. Is it though? Because the way that we've been doing it, that is the limit. But what if we changed the way we do it? What actually creates the results? Is it really just the in-office hour? I don't think so. It's what the patient understands, it's what they practice, it's what they repeat, and what they follow through on. We all know that patient that finally understands how to diverge while they're like on a roller coaster somewhere. And it's like, oh, it clicked. That usually doesn't happen in your office. Most of it's happening outside of your office. It's happening outside of your building. It's happening in their real lives. So, what if we met them there? What would it look like if care actually lived in their real life? Tomorrow night, we're going to break this down, what this actually looks like, and how doctors are starting to solve this in a way that still reflects how they practice, but actually reaches the patients who usually don't get access to it. If you've ever had a patient stay with you that you just can't stop thinking about, register for the webinar series. We're going to go deep. We're going to make sure that the patients that we came into this profession to help and get the help that we know only we can provide. The link is in the comments. Please like and subscribe, share it with a friend, and I hope to see you in the webinar series. Let's get building.